Imagine a life completely unplugged, no notifications, no emails, no streaming, and no endless scroll. Just nature, silence, and time. In today's hyper-connected world, it's hard to believe there are still places on Earth untouched by the digital age, where people live without internet or even electricity. But these places do exist. In this video, we're traveling far from the reach of Wi-Fi signals and power grids to uncover 10 of the most remote islands on the planet, places where modern life hasn't fully arrived. These islands offer a glimpse into a simpler, slower way of life that many of us have forgotten. No phone calls. No updates. Just survival, community, and raw natural beauty. Whether you dream of disappearing off the grid or you're just curious about how others live so far from modern civilization, you're in for a wild journey. Stick around, because these destinations will challenge everything you thought you knew about what it means to be connected. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep explorations of the world's most hidden places. 1. Tristan da Cunha. The world's most isolated community. Tristan da Cunha is often called the most remote inhabited island in the world, located in the South Atlantic Ocean, over 1,700 miles from the nearest continent. With a population of around 250 people, it takes a 7-day boat trip from South Africa just to get there. There's no airport. With no internet and only limited electricity from diesel generators, life here runs at a completely different pace. The island has no hotels, no commercial tourism, and no major exports. Islanders live by fishing, farming, and supporting their tight-knit community. The government limits who can visit or move there, and residents are largely self-sufficient. The lack of communication technology means they rely on radio for global news, and personal messages often take weeks to arrive. There's a school, a small hospital, and a single road, but that's about it. And while that may sound primitive to some, residents enjoy a crime-free, peaceful life. In Tristan da Cunha, there's no hustle, no traffic, and no tech-induced stress. It's a rare pocket of the world untouched by our constant digital noise. 2. Pitcairn Island. The forgotten descendants of mutineers, located in the vast Pacific Ocean, Pitcairn Island is home to fewer than 50 people, most of whom are descendants of the infamous bounty mutineers. The island has no airport, limited electricity via solar panels, and no regular internet access. Supply ships arrive just 4 times a year, and the nearest neighbor is over 300 miles away. Daily life here is shaped by the rhythms of nature. Residents grow their own food, fish, and use solar power to charge essential equipment. There's one general store, which opens a few hours a week, and communication with the outside world is mostly limited to satellite radio or a very slow internet connection that barely supports email. The Pitcairn community is aging, and despite efforts to attract new settlers, the population continues to decline. Yet the island's rugged cliffs, crystal waters, and isolation offer a tranquil escape from modern life, a rare place where nature reigns and digital distractions are practically non-existent. 3. North Sentinel Island. A forbidden and isolated land. North Sentinel Island, part of the Andaman Islands in the Bay of Bengal, is one of the most isolated places on Earth, not because it lacks technology, but because it actively rejects it. The indigenous Sentinelese people have resisted contact with outsiders for thousands of years, and the Indian government has made it illegal to approach the island. There's no electricity, no internet, no phones, and no modern infrastructure. The Sentinelese live a hunter-gatherer lifestyle, relying on traditional tools and methods. Any attempt to contact them has been met with hostility, often resulting in violence. This total isolation has preserved their culture but left them untouched by even the most basic modern technology. What's truly remarkable is that in 2025, there's still a place where humanity has chosen to remain completely separate from the rest of the world. North Sentinel isn't just remote, it's a living testament to self-preservation and resistance to global homogenization. 4. Floriana Island. Galapagos off the grid. While the Galapagos Islands are a world-renowned tourist destination, Floriana Island remains one of the least developed. Home to only around 100 residents, the island has minimal electricity, mostly solar-powered, and internet is either extremely slow or entirely absent in many areas. There's no nightlife, no shopping, and no scrolling through your phone. Locals and visitors alike live close to the land, surrounded by rare wildlife and stunning landscapes. Farming, fishing, and conservation are the core parts of life here. It's a place where digital detox isn't a trend, it's a way of life. Floriana offers a glimpse into what life looked like before the information age. Schools and homes often rely on rainwater, and transportation is mostly on foot or by boat. Despite its remoteness, the people here are deeply connected to nature, to each other, and to the fragile beauty of their surroundings. 5. Palmerston Island, family, fishing, and faith. Palmerston Island, part of the Cook Islands, is a coral atoll in the South Pacific with fewer than 60 residents, all of whom are descendants of one British man and his Polynesian wives. There is no electricity grid, no cell service, and only intermittent access to very slow satellite internet for emergency use. Supplies arrive by ship every few months, and there's no airport. Islanders live a simple life based on fishing, coconut farming, and community. With no stores or entertainment, life revolves around family, religious gatherings, and survival. Electricity comes from solar panels and generators used sparingly. The deep isolation fosters a profound sense of unity and self-reliance. Here, children grow up learning to live off the ocean, build by hand, and navigate by stars. Palmerston is one of the last places where the digital world has yet to take hold, and many residents prefer to keep it that way. 6. Supai Village, Arizona. America's most isolated tribe. While not an island in the ocean, Supai Village is often referred to as the most remote community in the continental United States. Located at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, this village is only accessible by an 8-mile hike, mule, or helicopter. The Havasupai people who live here have no internet access and limited electricity. There are no roads in or out. Supplies are delivered by pack mule, and communication with the outside world is done mostly through radio. Despite being within a modern country, Supai has preserved its old ways. Homes are powered by solar panels, and the canyon's geography keeps it disconnected from modern infrastructure. Tourists visit for the stunning waterfalls and the promise of digital detox. For the Havasupai people, the lack of tech is not a novelty, it's tradition. Their connection to the land, sacred water, and community runs deeper than any internet connection ever could. 7. Kapingamarangi Atoll, Micronesia's hidden gem. Kapingamarangi is a tiny atoll in the Federated States of Micronesia, home to around 500 people. There's no internet, no cell towers, and electricity is limited to a few solar panels used for lighting or basic appliances. Life here is shaped by fishing, canoe building, and traditional weaving. The island's remote location makes it incredibly hard to reach. Supply ships are rare, and there's no airport. Islanders rely on local resources and traditional knowledge to sustain their lives. There are no banks, no shops, and no modern conveniences. Communication with the outside world is done via shortwave radio. Despite its limitations, Kapingamarangi is a paradise for those who seek peace and simplicity. The clear waters, coral reefs, and tight-knit community are reminders that wealth can't always be measured in megabytes or mobile apps. 8. Fula, Scotland. Weathering the storm alone. Located in the Shetland Islands of Scotland, Fula is one of the UK's most isolated inhabited islands. With a population of just 30 people, there's no mobile signal and only very limited broadband access via satellite. Electricity is available but often unreliable due to storms and the island's harsh conditions. Fula is not for the faint of heart. The winters are long, the winds relentless, and supplies must be flown or ferried in, when weather permits. But for those who live here, it's a place of breathtaking beauty and strong community ties. Farming sheep and crafting wool are primary occupations. Despite being part of a modern nation, Fula feels like a step back in time. Islanders cherish their independence, and many prefer their slow-paced life far from the noise of the modern world. In Fula, silence is golden, and solitude is sacred. 9. Tikopia. Tradition over Tikopia, part of the Solomon Islands, has about 1,200 residents who live entirely off the land and sea. The island has no cars, limited electricity through solar power, and essentially no internet. Tikopians have fiercely protected their traditional way of life, which includes communal farming, sustainable fishing, and ancestral worship. The community functions without money. Most exchanges are based on bartering or shared labor. There are no hotels, no restaurants, and certainly no TikTok or Instagram. Tikopia runs on respect for elders, harmony with nature, and strong communal values. Life here is about survival and spiritual connection. The people of Tikopia are a living example of how a society can thrive without modern technology, so long as it honors its environment and its people. 10. Niue. The island time forgot Niue is one of the world's smallest countries, located in the South Pacific. It has very limited internet access and no major power grid outside the capital village. With fewer than 2,000 residents, many of whom live by fishing and farming, Niue is a peaceful, slow-paced island rarely touched by tourism. The rocky coastlines, clear waters, and coral caves are untouched by mass development. Most homes are self-sufficient with solar panels and rainwater tanks. The lack of digital infrastructure isn't viewed as a disadvantage, it's a feature that keeps life grounded and authentic. Niue may not be fully disconnected, but in a world of 5G and constant updates, it offers a rare blend of nature, silence, and self-reliance. For those seeking to unplug without completely disappearing, Niue is the perfect middle ground. Located off the coast of Nova Scotia, Canada, Sable Island is known for its wild horses, sandy shores, and extreme isolation. The island is a natural sanctuary, home to only a small team of researchers and a handful of seasonal caretakers. The island has no internet, and electricity is limited to solar power and a few diesel generators. There are no hotels or shops, just raw, untamed nature. Life on Sable Island is dictated by the rhythm of the tides and the harsh weather. Storms can strand supply ships for weeks, and the island's remoteness makes it nearly impossible for regular travel. The horses that roam the island are a living symbol of the resilience of life in one of the world's most desolate places. The lack of technology forces residents and visitors to truly embrace the solitude of this unique environment. Visitors to Sable Island can only come with permission and usually arrive by ship or helicopter. For the few who do make the journey, the isolation and natural beauty offer a stark reminder of life beyond screens and gadgets. Easter Island, also known as Rapa Nui, is one of the most mysterious and isolated places on Earth. Famous for its monumental stone statues, moai, the island is located over 2,000 miles from the nearest populated landmass. With only around 7,000 residents, Easter Island has limited internet access, and electricity is generated by a small grid with backup from generators. The culture of Easter Island remains deeply tied to its past, and the indigenous Rapa Nui people have preserved many of their traditions despite the occasional influence of outside visitors. Modern conveniences are limited, and there are no shopping malls or entertainment centers. Life revolves around agriculture, fishing, and a deep respect for the history of the island. Although it is one of the most visited tourist destinations in the Pacific, the slow pace of life on Easter Island is in stark contrast to the digital world most people are accustomed to. The isolation of this place allows for an intimate connection with both nature and the island's mysterious heritage. Sakhalin Island, located in Russia's Far East, is a massive landmass that stretches into the Pacific Ocean. Though it has some areas of modern development, much of the island remains remote and underdeveloped. There is no cell service in many parts of the island, and internet access is often spotty and unreliable. The harsh climate, especially during the winter months, makes travel and communication difficult. The island is sparsely populated, with many indigenous communities living off the land and the sea. Some areas of Sakhalin are only accessible by boat or helicopter, and infrastructure is minimal. The economy on the island is mostly driven by fishing and oil, with little presence from the outside world. The isolation of Sakhalin offers an experience unlike anywhere else, where traditional practices and survival skills are passed down through generations. Here, technology is not a priority, and the beauty of the land takes precedence. Kiritimati, the world's largest coral atoll, is located in the central Pacific Ocean. Part of the Republic of Kiribati, this remote island is sparsely populated, with most of its residents relying on subsistence farming and fishing to survive. There are no mobile networks, and the internet is slow and unreliable, making Kiritimati one of the last truly disconnected places on Earth. Despite its isolation, the island is known for its unspoiled natural beauty, turquoise waters, vibrant coral reefs, and an abundance of wildlife, including seabirds and marine life. The island's remoteness also makes it a prime location for environmental conservation, and efforts are underway to protect its delicate ecosystems. Kiritimati offers a rare opportunity to disconnect from the digital world and immerse oneself in nature. With few distractions, visitors can find peace and solitude, far from the noise of modern life. Aitutaki, located in the Cook Islands, is a stunning tropical paradise surrounded by crystal-clear lagoons and white sandy beaches. The island has a population of fewer than 2,000 people, and while there are small accommodations, internet access is limited, and the island's slow pace of life leaves little room for digital distractions. Aitutaki's isolation means that residents are deeply connected to the land and sea. Fishing and agriculture are the main sources of livelihood, and the community is built around strong relationships and traditions. With no major commercial tourism and minimal infrastructure, Aitutaki remains a place where nature and culture come first. The island's tranquil environment and lack of modern technology offer a digital detox experience like no other. For those who seek simplicity and serenity, Aitutaki's quiet, secluded lifestyle is a world away from the constant buzz of the connected world. In a world obsessed with connection, these islands remind us that true peace might just be found in disconnection. No screens. No distractions. Just life, as it once was, and perhaps, how it should be. Whether you're dreaming of escape or just curious about alternative ways of living, these remote islands show us that the digital world isn't the only world worth living in. If this video inspired you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs a break from the noise. And let us know in the comments, which island would you live on for a month with no internet?